Finally ended that cold streak around here, 116 hours consecutive at or below zero. Not a record though. I know it seems like it should be, but it's just that that kind of cold has gotten more rare. The last time we had a stretch like this was in the 90s, but it has happened 27 times where we've had that much or more. Really helping to form some ice on Lake Superior. The western part of Lake Superior really developing a lot of ice here over just the last few days. Still below normal though, because it was so warm much of the winter, but notice the spike here. Yeah, that's ice formation just since Friday, so we're getting closer to normal. That's probably gonna be it though. We'll see that ice probably come back down because milder temperatures are on the way, and this time of year, on a lake that big, it's gonna be hard to keep that ice around, so probably will be breaking up and melting. Large swath of light snow, not a major event, but temperatures are still pretty cold here, single digits, so watch out for some slick areas. Snow does not work as well, but some hazy sun is coming through the clouds, so that will help during the day. But tonight, after dark, watch out for definitely some icy spots because the salt will not be working so well. But light snow really through the day today. Not a ton of moisture with this system, but colder temperatures, we've talked about this before, has a higher ratio of snow. I think about a ½ inch for most of us in the metro. But on the higher end, if we use the slightly higher ratio, slightly higher scenario, we could be talking about maybe closer to 1 inch, some very isolated 1 to 1.5 inch spots. But generally, yeah, we're talking about 1 inch. Again, maybe a lucky place getting a little more than that, and many of us below that. So not a ton of snow here, and that's gonna be the case over the next several days. Now that storm track will be at least in our neck of the woods now that temperatures are finally warming up, but it looks like the snow stays to the south. This is from Texas Department of Transportation. Yeah, look at this, Austin, Texas. Of course, they do not have the capability to remove snow, but just lots of snow there. Houston's been getting a lot of attention, but the snow is deeper in Austin. And of course, if we look at the trajectory, the air was coming from the Arctic right through Minnesota all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. Very rare that that happens, but just like our stretch of cold was so long, the longer our cold lasts, that gives time for that cold to get to the Gulf of Mexico, which usually does not happen. So cold still today and tomorrow, warmer than we've been. Big storm to the south and heading to the northeast, so they're not done with the winter weather in the south. And then we have another system coming our way Sunday. Still looks like a question mark with just how much snow we can get out of it. Does not look like a major snow producer at this point. But the big story today into the next few days is to the south and east. Ice across Texas, Louisiana. Yeah, they cannot catch a break from this winter weather up through the northeast. So we're talking about up to 1 inch of ice in parts of central and northern Louisiana because you have warm air in the middle of the atmosphere, but sub-freezing temperatures at the surface, just not a good setup. And then north of it, where it'll be cold enough, don't say this very often, far northern Louisiana, over a ½ foot of snow potentially for some spots today and tonight. And they got more snow in the Houston and Dallas areas here last night. And then that snow will continue right up to the northeast, up to New York and New England. So of course, anytime weather hits the northeast, it'll be a big story there, but you can see over the next 10 days, snow track generally still staying to our south. But we got rid of the cold. It's going to be circulating up closer to the North Pole, the very northern parts of the continent, and that allows us to warm up. You've all been seeing the numbers for next week, 30s and even some 40s, so that colder than normal air that's all in purple dissipates and moves east. Big bubble of warmer than normal temperatures. This is a temperature anomaly, not actual temperature, but from here to the north, much warmer than normal. These are highs from the European model on Monday. Low 40s here, but maybe some 50s in western Minnesota. It might be on the high end, but it's definitely possible. Regardless, we are looking at a much warmer pattern shaping up here. And so, yeah, enjoy it. Teens today and tomorrow. Still a couple of cold nights close to zero yet, but by the time we head into the weekend, those overnights warm up too. 20s by Saturday, above normal by Sunday and Monday, and it looks like into next week.